F1 is set to introduce a series of changes next season. F1 will trial a new qualifying format for 2023 in the first change since the disastrous 2016 update. The new rule will see teams forced to run on certain tire compounds during each segment of qualifying at 2 events next season. It means competitors will be forced to use the hard tire in Q1, medium tire in Q2 and soft tire in Q3. The system moves away from the current rule where drivers can make the decision themselves over which compound to use. The update is a bid to improve F1 sustainability with the number of tire compounds reduced from 13 to 11 per driver at the select races. Lawmakers believe drivers will use a wide variety of tires, including the hard, which is rarely used due to its low performance. An FIA statement read, "This will be done to evaluate the impact of the reduction in tire allocation on track running, with the overall intention to move to more sustainable use of tires in the future." Pirelli boss Mario Azzola also backs the new plan, suggesting teams would save a lot of tires under the proposals. He explained, "We got the proposal for next year. It is my favorite scenario. We are talking about durability. Currently with the current regulations, you have to be careful with the soft tire for qualifying and you can't use it for the race. If you allocate 2 sets of hards for Q1, 2 sets of mediums for Q2 and 2 sets of softs for Q3, you still have 6 sets for the race. That's perfect. We save a lot of tires with that, without disrupting the F1 show." The new regulations will be the first real change to the 3-part qualifying arrangement since the FIA last tampered with it back in 2016. The governing body introduced an elimination system for the season-opening Australian Grand Prix which knocked out a driver every 90 seconds. However, the new scheme proved to be confusing with drivers eliminated from the session while they were still on their fastest lap. To counter the issue in Q3, teams went out for their flying runs at the start of the session before heading back to the pits with half the session remaining. It meant fans in the grandstands were left staring at an empty track instead of enjoying the dramatic final moments that spectators were used to. Hilariously, the TV graphics showed drivers still being knocked out of the session every 90 seconds when most had already taken off their helmets. Commentating on Sky Sports F1, Martin Brundle slammed the elimination idea and suggested bosses should not have tampered with qualifying at all. He said, "So you know, if you asked me to name 10 things that I'd like to change in Formula One, qualifying wouldn't have made it into the top 10. Brundle added, "We've had to wait, haven't we? Wait for not enough action. Got to change. Don't like it. Not acceptable." Bernie Ecclestone also blasted it as pretty crap, with Mercedes boss Toto Wolff branding it rubbish. Lewis Hamilton revealed drivers had warned it was not the right way, while Sebastian Vettel wasn't surprised it was not exciting. The FIA continued with the concept at the next race in Bahrain but then reverted to the original timed session from round 3 in China.